All right, we are on campus here at Coosa Christian High School with a very special guest. Coach Felder from Talladega has joined us today to talk about a very special event coming up this spring. Coach Mark O'Brien sitting in with us as well. This is his home turf, obviously. We're borrowing it for this interview. Coach Felder, I want to start with you. You've done something very special. I believe it's been up and running. Is it 7 years now, Coach?
This has been the ninth year.
Ninth year, okay. Ninth year. Coach Felder does a spring event with several teams from across the state that come in, and actually a couple from Georgia has been in, and this year as well. Coach, I want to kind of give you the floor to talk to everybody about how you got this event started and how successful it's been.
Well, we started this event, like I said, about 9 years ago. I played in a game with the county. The county had a big old jamboree that they used to do, and we played in the first one that they had. And then the year after that, we didn't get invited back, so I started doing one on my own. And since I started doing that event on my own at Donahoe, we were 1A school, a small school, so I needed to do something at that Donahoe. We had a jamboree there with 4 teams. Then a year after that, we started going to Jack State and started doing some jamborees there. And the last, I'd say 6 or 7 years have been very successful. We've had the top schools in the state in Alabama, Tennessee, and in Georgia and Mississippi as well. So we've had some good teams all around in this general area to participate in the football jamboree. And this year is no different than the years past. We're expecting to try to get some sponsors to sponsor this event. We've had great sponsors in the past, and we're looking for a few more sponsors this year. We've talked to a few people, and we are getting close to making something happen. So, but we're still looking.
That's awesome. Coach O'Brien, I want to talk to you. You had planned an event here that's going to be really big for Etowah County in general, but around the state as well. You was going to plan an event here to do at Coosa Christian, a spring game where you bring in people like Fife and Mars Hill and Minor and a few others. But talk about your event and what led to the decision of joining Coach Felder at JSU and kind of merging the two events together.
Yeah, so, Bo, as you know, we were going to do this thing after a very close friend of mine, Sam Graham. And we was going to call it the Sam Graham Classic, right? And very godly guy. And we was going to bring in a bunch of schools. Sam knew a bunch of these coaches as well. And we was going to let Sam preach the Word of God before the game to all the players in the gym. And then as we, went forward with this thing, an official called me. It's an official association that I'm joining this coming year. He called me and asked me if I'd be interested in moving to Jacksonville State. And initially I wasn't. And he's like, Coach, will you just sit down and talk to Coach Felder about it? And I didn't know Coach Felder. Now we've become good buddies now. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. And so Coach Felder and I sat down and talked, and I figured, hey, we can make a go at this thing and make this thing a lot larger than we could have done if we just held it here on campus. And that was kind of the process right there.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And Coach Felder, I want to talk to you about something. Last year this thing got shut down as well as all spring sports all over the state, which was very heartbreaking to a lot of kids and a lot of people. Having it shut down last year and bringing it back this year means a little bit more to you, I'm sure. Can you talk about that and how it's kind of led up to it so far?
Absolutely. Last year we had 24 teams set to go. I had everything worked out, had all of the schedules, had the sponsors in place, and then we got the news that they were shutting everything down. So that was extremely disappointing. Because I thought we had a pretty good set of teams coming in again from several different states with some really good matchups that I was looking forward to myself, seeing some of those games being played. And it was disappointing because it had meant so much to me and so many other people to be able to have that event, and for a lot of people were looking forward to it. So to not have been able to do it last year and to be able to come back this year and do it, I'm super excited to get this thing going.
Absolutely. And Coach, I know you guys are looking for the big time sponsor, but you already have the National Guard on board. Huh? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, National Guard they're a deal that, of course, I'm prior military, as you know, but they're a deal when John Gross and I, when I was under him at Oxford, I was associate at Oxford, we had teamed up with those guys. And then, of course, I got out of coaching for several years, and then when I got back in this deal, it's kind of crazy how it all went about, but you kind of, we went to one of your events and you introduced me to National Guard, and I just knew a lot of those guys. I'm like, wow, I need to get these guys back on board. And so they they immediately said, you know, I met with them a couple weeks ago here at the school, and they immediately said, hey, we want in. And since then, we've got some other sponsors as well. We don't have that big corporate sponsor yet. We're working on it, but we're getting close, I think, to getting that big sponsor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Coach Felder, before we shut this video down, if somebody was wanting to get in contact with you through email or however through the school to be a big-time sponsor, how would they do that?
Well, you can call me at 251-648-2949, 251-648-2949, or you can email me at sdfjamboree@gmail.com.
And last, Coach, what days is this event going to be planned for?
Be May the 13th, May 14th, and May 15th at Jack Stadium.
Absolutely. All right, everybody, appreciate you guys watching. Guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I know it's busy. You guys stay busy this time of year. Appreciate you, and we will be staying in touch. And anyone needs to contact Coach, you now have the information to do so. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.